Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, sorry guys. Oh man, what's up everybody? It's your Unk. And I am having a hell of a day right now. Oh buddy. And friggin' get the crap out of here. This is so freaking stupid. Please excuse my misplaced rage. Let me turn that down so you guys can hear. Anyway, so I'm getting into my car. I went to the movies yesterday and I saw the Mario movie. We're going to be talking about that Mario Galaxy movie in a second. And I had leftover soda because, it's a freaking $20 soda, so thankfully it's huge. And I tried to put it in my cup holder, and I don't know what's going on, if that's the cups or the lids, but these stupid freaking cups and lids just refuse to stay together. It happened to my wife twice in the movie theater while we're freaking trying to watch the movie. It popped and freaking splashed all over the little tray. The movie seats have like this like tray and a cup holder thing going on, right? It spilled all over the tray. We cleaned that up, and then it popped off again. Thankfully, it didn't spill. Now, here I am this morning getting ready to leave, and this stupid thing, I'm trying to put it in my cup holder in my car, and the stupid thing just pops off, and freaking there's soda everywhere. And it's just, there's nothing more irritating than something that just simply didn't need to happen so early in the morning, right? Like, it's not like I threw the cup, right? I didn't throw the cup. I didn't squeeze the cup with all my might, I just put it in a cup holder like a normal person normally. And the cup was like, nope, F you, lid gone, soda everywhere. Have a nice day. And it's like just so irritating. So then, right now, I put the cup. Hang on. Yeah, okay. I had to check. I was like, are we recording? So I put the cup. The cup's in the cup holder. I go to grab the cup. And it's like, again, this cup is pretty freaking big. The cup is too snug in the cup holder. I can't get it out with just like a gentle grip, so I have to get a harder grip. And the lid pops off. So I'm like, all right, put the lid back on, try it again. Lid pops off, try it again. Lid pops off. That's it. Like, I don't know if it came out in the recording or not. But your uncle lost his crap just now. I just grabbed the cup and squeezed it with all my might. Because this is stupid. Jesus Christ, he's stupid. For $20, you'd think the freaking lid would work anyway. Oh, God. Whew. Rage this early in the morning is not good for your mental health, guys, let me tell you. Anyway, on to good, better news. The Mario Galaxy movie. First things first. Spoilers, and more spoilers. I don't know why the windshield wipers are staying on. Anywho. So off jump. Did I say spoilers? Spoilers. Just nice and easy. Yeah, the movie's good. I personally like the first one better. But this one is good too. It's just not as good as the first one, in my opinion. Now, I want to address a couple things that I've been seeing honestly, before the lead up to the movie. The first thing was, I guess, like the either the soundtrack or like the track listing of the songs that were going to be in the movie got released, like, I don't know, a day or two before the movie came out. And so everyone and their mother was just up in arms about, because people were complaining about the licensed music from the first one, which, I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can only think of the one scene where they play Take On Me and they're getting chauffeured by the Kong and the go-kart, right? Like, I mean, I'd have to rewatch the movie, but like off the top of my head, like that's the only scene I remember with licensed music anyway. So people were complaining because now there's even more licensed music, right? So I got good news. Number one, again, you know, I'm old, so maybe I'm already forgotten, even though it's only been less than 12 hours since I've seen the movie. The licensed music is, there's only like 3. I mean, seriously, like 3 that I can recall off the top of my head. And one of them doesn't even have lyrics. Like, it's just, we'll get into that in a little bit, like the details of it all. But there's only 3 tracks that I can recall that are, you know, licensed music, that aren't, you know, Mario music, obviously. And they are all front loaded at the beginning of the movie. So it's like, if that really bugs you for whatever reason, like, all of that stuff's gonna just come and go in the first 15 minutes. Literally in the first 15 minutes, they go through 3 of these licensed tracks, and then that's it. I don't recall hearing another one after that. The other thing that I want to address is like, when does a spoiler, like, when does something in a movie or in a game, like, officially cross the line and become a spoiler? Is that an interesting question? Like, what in your mind, okay, like, if you're sitting there and, like, they're revealing this stuff, they're showing trailers, you know, and new information's coming out, and at what point do you finally say, like, okay, no, that's a spoiler, like, you guys should not have done that? Nintendo, at least I believe it was Nintendo, maybe it was Illumination, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, so also, much like the soundtrack, like, we'll say maybe like 3 or 4 days before the movie came out, they freaking, again, spoilers, people, spoilers. They freaking revealed that Fox McCloud is in the movie. And not just like, oh, he's in the background or something, or like, oh, there goes an R-Wing or whatever. Like, no, he's kind of important to the plot at some point. Well, maybe not that important, but like, he becomes a major character and a major role in the movie. So that's why I'm asking this question, like, well, he plays a very vital role. Probably just before the halfway point, I want to say. Yeah, probably just right before the halfway point is when he's introduced. And then from there on out, he's a part of the movie. Mostly. Like, I will say like 60%. He's in the rest of the second half of the film. And so it's like, what, because he plays such a important, we'll say important enough. He plays an important enough role to where it's like, yeah, he should be listed out amongst the cast, and, you know, and he should be, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to keep Mario or Luigi a secret, you know? Because obviously they're the main focus of the movie. And it's the same thing with Rosalina, right? Rosalina got revealed in the first trailer. You know, here's the voice or the actor playing her, so on and so forth. And I don't know, man. Like, My friend, right? My friend, his two cousins, my wife, and her two brothers. Like, we went to go see it last night, and he thankfully he's been staying away from the social media and stuff pertaining to Mario. I don't know how he does it because, man, oh man, I remember just getting bombarded with like the images of Fox McCloud, and then like he's in the movie, and I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean he's in the movie? And so like that really, man, dude, I hated that got spoiled for me. I would have loved to have just been just totally just knocked off my socks, caught off guard, and just like, bam, here's Fox McCloud, right? So I don't know. That pissed me off big time, but I'm old, you know? Like, I think I say this almost every other video. I am damn near 40, all right? And so I'm old. You know, back in the day, like, there was no internet. I couldn't look up a game review. I just had to hope to God the cover, if the cover looked cool, I just had to hope to God it was good. And that was it. And boom, there goes the 60, 50, whatever dollars. And, well, too bad, so sad. Sorry, guys, I gotta focus here. Getting on the freeway, don't want to get hit, don't want to hit nobody. You know how that goes. So I'm old school. Like, I wanted to be surprised. I want to be floored. I want to be amazed, and that was taken from me. Now, having said that, we need to talk about basically what this means for Nintendo movies moving forward. So, obviously, Fox McCloud's in the game. Fox McCloud's in the movie, sorry. Wait, it's funny that I called it a game because that brings up another point I want to talk about. But Fox McCloud's in the movie. Believe it or not, you know, not counting any Mario-related characters, there are 1, 2, 3... Wait, 1, 2... Oh, yes. There are 4 other characters in the movie who technically are not Mario-related. Now, again, spoilers, so if you don't want to know, you ain't seen the movie, like, you probably should have not clicked on this video. But thanks for clicking on it anyway. Obviously, Fox McCloud. The very next... Actually, before Fox McCloud, they meet Rob, the robot. Which, I mean, at this point, he might as well be his own character now. Between all the Smash Brothers appearances, and now he has, you know, voice lines and dialogue. Then the next one who got introduced technically were several characters, but I'm counting them as one, and it was the Pikmin. There's like this landing bay, you know, a la Star Wars that Peach and Toad are trying to get to. Or wait, oh no, it's when Mario and Luigi and Yoshi get there. But there's a tiny little spaceship with Pikmin, and I mean, it's safe to assume we know the Pikmin weren't driving the ship, you know, so Olimar or Elf or one of those characters from the main characters of the Pikmin games was technically in the movie. Is that all 4? Fox McCloud, Rob... Oh, okay. Then, at the end of the movie, you know, there's an epic showdown between Bowser Jr., Mario and Luigi and Yoshi. Luigi, oh Jesus, hold on. This guy's car is like spewing out, and whoa, what is going on? His car is like billowing out smoke, and his tire looks like it's wobbling. I don't see that ending well. Hopefully he gets off the freeway. Anyway, whew, I can smell that stuff in here. Oh God. Anyway, if you guys have been paying attention to the trailers, Bowser Jr. has that paintbrush from Sunshine. And so during the battle, Luigi gets a hold of it and he tries using it. and he ends up painting a stick figure that literally turns into Mr. Game & Watch. And he has, and I'm not exaggerating, several of the same moves that he does in Smash. He has his neutral air. Is it the neutral air? Oh no, it's his up B and the side B, like just straight ripped from Smash Brothers, 1-to-1, partner. When he uses the hammer, he didn't have the 9 or the 1, the number that comes above his head, but it was 1-to-1 otherwise. And so now it's like they're pretty much just dangling the Smash Brothers carrot in front of us, and I don't know. I'm going to be real with you. If they are planning one, if there's talks of one, if they're thinking of one, I hope it's not like, I hope my kid's like 8. My son's 1 right now. I hope he's like 8 by the time they even so much as reveal a trailer for it. Because I feel like that's what happened to DC. Because obviously Marvel set the standard for this, collective cinematic universe, right? Like, technically speaking, the Universal Monsters did that way, way back in the day, back when movies were still black and white. They had, like, Dracula meets Frankenstein, Frankenstein and the Mummy and the Invisible Man. Like, those were probably the very first concepts of a crossover universe. Because Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, Invisible Man, they all got their own separate movies way back before they ever crossed paths on the big screen. Again, like I said, guys, I'm old. So I don't want there to be, I genuinely don't want Smash Brothers yet. We need the Zelda movie to come out, which is live action. So assuming they're going to use that link, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, if they do go with the Smash Brothers, are they going to use the live action link? I don't know. But I mean, dude, like, they've allied it for a Star Fox movie for sure. Donkey Kong, I know he's getting his own movie, which he makes a cameo in the movie. I've been ranting too much about the Smash Brothers stuff. Long story short, they're teasing us. Like, Smash Brothers is 100% a thing that they could do, and they're basically like saying, like, hey, those cards are on the table. Like, we're thinking about it. Like, here are these characters, right? Like, all in the same movie and the same art style. Like, we can do this, guys. So going back to the movie, one thing I definitely noticed about the movie is it wasn't as funny. At least not to me. It wasn't as funny as the first one. Like, the first one had a lot of good laughs. Like, I enjoyed the slapstick from the first movie of the first scene where they're trying to fix the shower or something, and the freaking dog won't leave them alone. The dog's trying to chew him up. And I'd have to really think hard about, like, some of the other scenes that, like, actually made me laugh in the first movie. But honestly, there was only really one scene where I was like, I audibly was like laughed pretty loud, right? And it's at the beginning of the movie. So for those of you who remember, the very final scene of the first movie is the Yoshi egg in Brooklyn or whatever, right? Like, it's like hatching or whatever, but it's in the real, quote unquote, real world. So that Yoshi came out of the egg and just starts, because they're like, basically Mario and Luigi meet up with Yoshi. Like, they go to, basically there's some denizens where, like, we got a problem, and it was Yoshi. He was inside a pyramid or something. blah 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 blah. This is literally like in the first 10 minutes of the movie, but they meet up with Yoshi and they're just like, wow, like, well, like, how long have you been in here? Like, what have you been doing? And then cut to the Yoshi flashback. So it's literally like this pretty cool edit of Yoshi just like vibing, walking down the street while a freaking Biggie Smalls song plays. Now, as I mentioned earlier, like all of the licensed music it's front loaded. Like you get hit with 3 or 4 of them back to back, and then you're done. Now the Biggie Smalls one, I was gonna say, like, the licensed music isn't that big a deal. Like, it's really not that serious, guys. The Biggie Smalls song that they play is the instrumental. It's not even, it's not even like the full on song. Like, it's just the beat. And friggin' Yoshi's like literally vibing, strutting down Brooklyn, and it's like, and it jump. So basically, it's like one of those scenes where like Yoshi and the motion of him walking, right, stays exactly the same and front and center, and just like the locations change. It like jump cuts to like, now he's here, now he's there, now he's at the pizza parlor, now he's at the museum, right? Like that's kind of how the edit goes. And it's so funny while that song's playing and he's like Yoshi, the way he's walking, he's like vibing almost to the music. It's pretty funny. And it's during that little montage clip flashback that we see Donkey Kong in Brooklyn on some scaffolding a la King Kong. And there's like helicopters that got like spotlights on them and stuff. And so that brings me to another thing that I kind of was like confused, I guess I'll say, is again, kind of like how I was saying about a spoiler. Like at what point does something not become a spoiler? You know what I mean? At what point does its importance or its consistency throughout a story or a piece of media, does it now become a spoiler, right? The same thing with this, like you're showing me all these things and I'm pretty sure it was just to play. If at the end of the day, I would interpret it as it was just a reference, right? The Donkey Kong scene, but he is getting his own movie and he was obviously in the first movie. So I'm like, basically, because I'm a mega nerd, I'm like, how are you expecting me to digest this information? Am I supposed to just be like, oh, hey, look, haha, funny, King Kong, and move on? Or is Donkey Kong like, did he, like, now you got me questioning myself, like, did Donkey Kong also get warped to Brooklyn at the end of the first movie and he just never went back? Or like, do the denizens of Mario's world just have, I mean, technically they have free access, right? Like they could just show up and, oh, hey, it's the dude whose car was smoking. He pulled over finally, I think. Where's he going? Sorry, guys. I get distracted easily sometimes. Anyway, I think I'm at a park and ride. Yeah, he did. I'm at a park and ride right now. It's for like public transport, basically. You can park your car and like take the bus and stuff from here, like a bus station of sorts. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just like, so is Donkey Kong just chilling in Brooklyn now? Like, is that gonna be the setup for his movie and for him and Pauline and stuff? Dude, I'm telling you right now, if they freaking adapt Bonanza as Donkey Kong's movie, that would be sick. I'm telling you right now, that would be dope. I'm not sure how, but only because he's already in Brooklyn, So it's like, obviously New Donk City is the quote unquote in-universe equivalent of a New York, or I'm sure people are going to get pissed off like Brooklyn's not New York or whatever, but like in terms of like aesthetics, like they look pretty similar. Yes, I understand they're different locations. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, so I do have an actual, like, legit, like, negative thing to say about it, and it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but I basically don't want to sound like somebody who's never satisfied, because, like, the number one thing I feel like regarding video game adaptations, especially in the movies, is the number one complaint I feel like is almost always like, oh, it's not enough like the games, right? Like, oh, it's too Hollywoodified or whatever you want to call it. This has got to be, pardon me, without a doubt, the first video game movie I've seen where it's literally got too much video game in it. Okay, so, like, obviously this is based on Mario Galaxy, right? So in Mario Galaxy, there were these devices called Sling Stars. You jumped in them and they, like, flung you to, like, other planets, and they flung you to different locations so you could progress through the level. And they, of course, they made a sound effect when you threw them, right? Same thing with, like, the fireballs, right? The old school Mario 8-bit fireballs, it had a sound effect when you threw them, right? Yoshi makes a sound effect when he hatches out of his egg in the games. Every single time they use the Sling Star, it made that sound effect. When Mario throws the fireball, it made the sound effect. When Yoshi hatched, it made the sound effect. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not exaggerating, okay, when I say this. There was a few points in the movie where it just felt like I was just watching a playthrough on YouTube of somebody playing the game. I don't know if that's, depending on who you ask, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I genuinely feel like they overdid it on the video game preservation for this one. Like, dude, like, every time Mario throws a fireball, we do not need to hear the little fireball effect. We did not need to hear the Yoshi hatch sound. We did not, like, I get it. Those are all references, but it's like, these are reoccurring things in the movie. Like, Mario throws multiple fireballs. The princess uses multiple Sling Stars. Yoshi eats enemies and stuff, and they eventually pop out of the egg, and it plays the hatch sound every time. Like, there's no reason for that. I'm sorry, there's just not. Like, it almost is, like, too faithful to the games, which I don't want to sound like an ungrateful, unsatisfiable person, because I have to deal with that a lot in my own personal life. So I know what it's like dealing with somebody who's never satisfied. But I don't know how else to put it. It's just like, I'm trying to think of some other. So, like, there are some elements that are references from ripped from the games that are, so the word is called diegetic, and basically what that means is it's something that shows you something or portrays some bit of information to you, the viewer, the consumer, the player, whatever, but also in the context of the world is doing the same thing, if that makes sense. So, for example, there's a scene where they're looking at a map of the kingdom because Mario and Luigi are kind of like in charge for a little bit. And so the map of the kingdom looks like Super Mario World, the map, with the little red dots, with the flags. The flags got the Bowser symbol on them. And so, like, they're literally using this like 3D map of the kingdom to find out where problems are. They go and they resolve the problem, and then the flag turns into a Mario flag. Like, that's diegetic. Like, they're literally using this map that's the same exact map from the game. It's conveying both to Mario and Luigi and to us, the viewer, that, well, what's happening. You know, it's not like, look, here's the map for the sake of here's the map. Now, there's a part at the end of the movie where Bowser Jr. sets up a trap for Mario and Peach, and it literally is playing out like a level from the old school Mario game, to the point where that's how it looks on Bowser Jr.'s screen. It cuts back to like Mario and Peach in real time, dodging and bouncing around and doing all this stuff. But in Bowser Jr.'s POV, he's looking at them on a screen. It's 8-bit, and he's like it literally just looks like the game. And now that, to me, that scene is not diegetic. Like, there's no way Bowser Jr. would, like, that was totally just a reference, wink, like, aha, you know, moment for us, the consumer, the audience. And I'm just like, that, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking way too hard into it, but I didn't, that to me was like, okay, now you're literally just showing me footage of like a Mario Maker level. Like, that's legit what it looked like. You know, like, now you're just hitting me over the head with it. And I guess that's where I stand on it. It's still a good movie. I enjoyed the references, but like I said, like, I literally don't know how else to describe it other than there's like way too much actual video game in the movie. Every little item plays the sound effect. Anytime they do a move with the item, it plays the sound effect. Like, they literally show a few sequences of an actual Mario game. I mean, granted, it's still, you know, it's still connected to the story and what's going on at the time on the screen, but it's just like, you're literally just showing me gameplay footage. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there were several moments, not counting that Bowser Jr. scene, there were several moments where I'm like, I'm just watching the game. I'm literally just watching a playthrough with no commentary. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like they've gone too far. Also, because I gotta get into work here in a minute. There are 2 end credit scenes, the post credits and then the mid credits. The mid credits was a funny scene. Fox basically fixes his spaceship and he gets to go back to his dimension. He audibly states that he's not from that dimension, that he kind of like crashed there after an accident. But I thought they were going to introduce Wario, and because obviously Bowser and Bowser Jr., you know, they get defeated and they get put in like a real prison, like an actual, honest to God, it looks like a prison, right down to the bunk beds and the sink it was weird. That scene was a little jarring. It's just like, why are they in like a super realistic prison? I don't understand. But the warden, right, the officer that goes through the roles and keeps the prisoners in check or whatever, right? I thought for sure, like, I was on the edge of my seat because I really thought it was going to be Wario, and it ended up being that weird sadistic Doom or Blue Luma from the first movie, which was still very funny. That was probably the other second funniest scene in the movie to me, was the Luma, like, literally terrifying Bowser and his son verbally, like, to the point where Bowser was like, "Get behind me, son. Don't listen to him." It was pretty funny. And yeah, the last scene is just Daisy. It's Daisy. Daisy's here. Daisy has arrived. All the Daisy fans, woohoo! My brother-in-law, he was like, because basically it just shows her punching somebody, like one of the Mario enemies, and it's just her glove. And I instantly knew just from the glove alone it was Daisy, and like, I popped off, right? Like, it's Daisy! Oh my God! And so he looks over at me when it's all said and done. He's like, "How in the heck did you know that just from a glove?" Look, dude, I'm a mega nerd, okay? It's my job. But anyway, that's the short of it. The movie was good. Like I said, my honest to God only complaint was technically didn't even count. One of them was the spoiler thing. Like, I just really wish Nintendo would have whoever it was, Nintendo, Illumination, I don't know. Somebody needed to keep their mouth shut They ruined it for me, okay? And I'm pissed. And then, of course, the other thing is, like, I think they need to dial back all the movie was too much like the video game. Like, literally, like I said, like, I felt like I'm just watching a playthrough at several points. And, like, I feel like that's fine if you did it, like, maybe once. Well, once is fine, maybe twice. But it's just, like, there were several points where I'm just, like, I'm just watching gameplay footage. And, like, I don't... Yeah, no, I came for the movie experience, and that's, like, it's a little too reference heavy, in my opinion. But ultimately still good. If you like Mario, you're still going to watch it, you know. If you're a parent and you don't care about Mario, this one might put you to sleep, unfortunately. But ultimately good. Ultimately good. And that's all your Unks got for you today. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Did you like it? Do you agree with me? Am I talking out of my backside? Let me know, and I will see you next time.